Hello, hello. Today in our writing lesson, we're going to review those naming and telling parts that we've talked about. Remember that the naming part tells who or what the sentence is about, and the telling part tells what someone or something is doing. So when you think of the naming part, you can think of a noun, and that's your subject. That's who or what the sentence is about. A noun, it's a person, place, thing, or an animal. And then the telling part is talking about what something or someone is doing. And remember, we know that word for an action word for something you can do is a verb. So your naming part is going to have a noun, person, place, thing, or animal. And then your telling part is going to have a verb, something that can be done, an action word. So let's try it with this sentence that matches this picture. It says, the chameleon ate a fly. So what's the naming part? What tells who or what this sentence is about? The naming part is the chameleon. The chameleon is what the sentence is about. And the telling part tells what your noun is doing. So our noun here is the chameleon. So what's the telling part? What is the chameleon doing? It ate a fly. So ate a fly is your telling part. So the naming part is the chameleon. Ate a fly is the telling part. So let's practice with a couple more sentences. This time we're going to circle. We're going to circle we'll circle the naming part in blue, and we'll circle the telling part in red. So I'll do the first two, and then I'll give you time before I circle on the last four. So the firefighters put out a fire. Well, the telling or the naming part is who the sentence is about. That's the firefighters. And what did they do? What do? They put out a fire. Okay. Sue went to sleep in her bed. Well, the sentence is about Sue. What did she do? She went to sleep. Now, I could go on and circle the whole part. Went to sleep in her bed, but her telling part is she went to sleep. This is actually answering the where or the why or the when, and more so of the what. So the naming part, Sue, telling part, went to sleep. And you could go all the way and circle in her bed if you wanted to. All right, so this time I'm going to give you some time. I'll read the sentence, and then you call out what the naming part is. We'll do naming part first. Mom washed the dishes after dinner. Mom washed the dishes after dinner. So what's the naming part? Who or what is this sentence about? It's about Mom. That's the naming part. All right, what's the telling part? What is Mom doing? Mom washed the dishes. Now you go all the way into after dinner. I'm just going to do wash the dishes. That's the telling part. All right, here. A dog runs around the park. A dog runs around the park. What's the naming part? A dog. And what does the dog do? What's the telling part? The dog runs around the park, or just runs. All right. The farmer fed the pigs and cows. The farmer fed the pigs and cows. What's the naming part? The farmer, that's who the sentence is about. And what's the telling part that tells us what the farmer does? Fed the pigs and cows. All right, last one. My team won their first game. My team won their first game. What's the naming part? Who is this sentence about? My team. And what did they do? What's the telling part? They won. They won their first game. So remember, it's very important that we write in complete sentences when we're writing so that we are understood and so that we can get our point across and so that anyone who reads our writing, it will make sense to them. So complete sentences have a capital at the beginning and a punctuation mark at the end, and they have a naming part, which has a noun that tells us who or what the sentence is about, and it has a telling part that tells what that someone or something is doing. It has the verb, the action. So when you're writing sentences, see if you can find your naming and telling parts when you write your sentences. And remember, we write in complete sentences.